Good evening and welcome to Online Idea Training Session 6, brought to you by Sama Audit Systems and Softwares Private Limited. In this session, we will be looking at integrating IDEA with accounting applications through the Cloud Import utility. Let's look at the learning objectives for Session 6. The biggest challenge in any data analytical project is the extraction of data from application systems. We would like to start the session by showcasing to you the import of a general ledger in a print report format using the report reader. There are a lot of intricacies which come to import of a report reader. There's a requirement of manual download and upload of the print report into IDEA. There is a learning curve to master the report reader in terms of layering and trapping the fields. The consistency of the input process is determined by the user applying the report reader, and it is for these challenges we have the Cloud Import utility, which has been developed by Caseware IDEA for IDEA users across the world. The Cloud Import utility is a very critical component which allows users to integrate IDEA directly with their accounting application. One of the key benefits of the Cloud Import utility is that the IDEA is able to fetch accounting information like the daybook and the trial balance seamlessly in a consistent format, period on period, without any disruption. We will also be demonstrating the Cloud Import utility on a QuickBook case study. I would like to begin by importing a standard print report general ledger to showcase the process to you of the intricacies of the report reader. I have created a folder in IDEA called Online Idea Training Session 6, and I have with me a ledger in a print format in the source files. I'm going to drag this file and drop it within IDEA. Notice the preferred import option is print report and Adobe PDF. I click on next, and this gives me the ledger in the form of a print report. Now you notice that even with basic working level training, importing a ledger of this category requires a bit of effort, and I'm going to show that to you. I'm actually going to begin by selecting the base layer, the transaction. I am going to apply a trap, and you notice the data is getting highlighted. Now, just for the sake of convenience, I am only picking up a few fields in the data to showcase the process to you. I won't be picking up all the fields. So I'm picking up the booking date, I'm picking up the journal entry type, I am picking up the journal entry number, and let's say I'm picking up the balance. These are the fields which I will be fetching in the general ledger. I would also pick up the header level information which contains the general ledger account. So let me pick up the general ledger account. And you can see there are lots of intricacies which need to be learned when you're dealing with a print report. And I'm picking up the GL description. Now, once I have tagged, trapped, selected the fields, I have created the layers. Now I'm going to scan for errors, right? And I notice that this field which I've selected as number should be changed to character. I make the change, and I also increase the width to capture the negative sign. I increase the journal entry, general ledger description, and I finally get this error. So you can see that this is a process which we need to apply, and this requires an element of training, this requires an element of practice, and every user who works on it may do it in a very different way, name the fields differently. And remember, the end goal is if you want to move to macros, it's going to be a challenge because the input structure may not be the same. Let me complete this import. It allows me to save a template. And I have now successfully imported certain fields from the general ledger. Now this is as far as print reports of the report reader and the general ledger go. Now I would like to show you how the Cloud Import utility works in IDEA, and it's a fantastic development by Caseware IDEA. Let me go to the desktop. I have the Cloud Import utility. I'm just going to double click on the Cloud Import utility, which is an EXE program. And it basically allows me to import data from any data source. If you click on the help button, you will get to see the various data sources. I believe you can work with more than 90 plus accounting applications across the world. We are going to be working with the QuickBooks application system. I click on next, and this is where you get to see the application. I'm using QuickBooks, and it allows me to choose the QuickBooks accounting package backup data file. I am going to click on the browse button, and I will go into the folder where I have obtained the sample QuickBooks file, and you can see it's processing the location from where I have actually obtained the QuickBooks file. So I've actually obtained the backup of the QuickBooks database from my client, and I've kept it in a working folder called sample QB files. And when I browse to the location, I'm able to see that particular database file. Now all I need to do is, you can leave all the default settings as they are here, click on next, finish, and it will start processing the integration or the extraction of the QuickBooks database to a number of file formats in CSV formats, which can be read directly by IDEA, and these would be day books and trial balances. And finally what we get is, we will get a zip file which can be consumed by IDEA and do a ready import of these financial information without having to do a manual upload and download like the report reader. And you can see it's processing the extraction. This may take anything from a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes depending on the size of the data. And remember, one very big advantage of the Cloud Import utility is that it can be used by anyone. The Cloud Import utility is a ready available program for IDEA users, and if you have IDEA 11.1 with you, you just download the Cloud Import utility, right? Run the Cloud Import utility. It's asking me to save the zip file. I am going to save it on my desktop for the sake of convenience. It's been successfully rendered and created, and now I go to IDEA, and in IDEA I click on the desktop button, and this time I choose Caseware accounting packages, and you notice that we have the other import options like Excel, print, text, which are for manual download and upload, but this time I'm going to choose the Caseware accounting package. I click on next. I need to choose the input file, which in my case is the zip file I got in through the Cloud Import utility, and you just simply click on OK, and a number of financial information get extracted automatically. You can actually see that this is the ledger account for our QuickBooks, this is the journal, this is the company financial master, and we have the trial balance. So it's a very useful utility. And let's go back to the learning sheet once again, and you can actually see I would like to draw a comparison between the report reader, which requires a learning curve, but through the Cloud Import utility and import from accounting packages, you can get the data directly from the data source of the client using the Cloud Import utility into IDEA, and you can get the balance listing, the masters, the day book very, very conveniently. So thank you for attending online session 6, and look forward to seeing all of you in online session 7 very shortly, which would be the last session. Thank you.